Hello everyone, today I want to show you the easiest way to list the YouTube live stream statistics in your live stream. You can show the viewers, views and likes in real time with just a simple HTML script that you load in a browser source fairly easy. Well, before we go further with this tutorial, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and let's jump into action. All right, open up your favorite text editor. I will use Visual Code for this and just create a new file. And let's call it youtube.html. Save it anywhere on the disk. I'll just save it on the desktop. And let's start building the browser source. For that, of course, we start with the doc type, basic HTML flag, and we need a head. And also we need a meta charset UTF-8. Okay, now open up the body, and here we need three different rows. And for that, let's create a div class row. These rows will store the data we receive from the YouTube API. And we need a label, div class label. Let's put here viewers. And we also need a wrapper for the values. So here we just put val ID equals viewers. This is how we are going to control the received values. And once we're done with that, all we have to do is just copy and paste. So we have three rows. And of course, add it here. So we have viewers, views, and likes. If you guys can't really follow what I write, don't worry. You'll find the code in the description for this. So don't worry. Okay, once we have the rows created, we have to jump into creating the heart of our browser source, the script itself. Script. Okay, now we have to define a few constants. So let's create a const API key. I will just copy paste one of my temporary API keys. Const video ID. Again, I'll just copy a random video ID from YouTube. And we need to set the refresh rate, refresh ms into milliseconds, and I want my statistic to refresh every 10 seconds. This also ensures that we are not breaking the YouTube API quota, so we can use it freely. And don't you worry, if you don't know how to get the API key, you'll find a video in the description that explains step by step how to get a free API key for YouTube statistics. So don't worry with that. Now we just need a helper for easier access to our elements that we need to update the values into. So document dot get elements by ID, and we put the ID. Good, simple here. Now we have to build the core of the script, and for that we need an async function. Tick. We don't need any parameters for that. And let's open up a try catch. Catch. Okay. Now we need to build the URL for the API. So for that, we create another constant URL. I'll just copy paste the API URL from YouTube docs. And we also have to specify the parts that we need from the API. So for this, we need statistics and live streaming details. Okay, now let's append the ID and the key. ID equals encode URI component, video ID, and we need the key as well. Key equals encode URI component, API key. Good. Now that we have the URL, all we have to do now is fetch the data from the URL. So for that, we create another constant, call it res from results equals await fetch URL. Please make sure we fetch the data, and we also need to capture the data from the result. So we need a JSON object, so we just write result res.json. This is a function. Okay, and now we also need to make sure that we have an item. That means the video ID is correct and we get the data. We are going to use the ternary operator to make sure we have correct data and we don't throw unnecessary errors. Otherwise, we return an empty object. Good. Now we can go further using our helper and set the received values into our boxes. So text content equals item dot. Actually, let's use the ternary operator here. Statistics. Yeah, let's just copy from the URL. And from here, we need view count. Okay, let's duplicate this. We need like count. You can also find this in the YouTube documentation, so don't worry. Okay, and we also need a new one for the viewers. The viewers data is from live streaming details, and it's called concurrent viewers. Better just copy paste it there to make sure it's correctly spelled. Okay. Now we need a fallback. Views dot text content equals viewers dot text content equals likes dot text content equals 0. So in case we have an error, we just set the content to 0. Now let's trigger set timeout fix refresh ms and start. Okay, now that we have this in place, let's jump into OBS Studio. Right, we are back in OBS Studio. Now let's create a new browser source and just call it YouTube. Now, make sure you check on local file and search for the HTML we previously created. I will also give full access and hit OK. Now, of course, we are not going to see anything here because we need to give a style to our HTML. And for that, let's jump back into our text editor. Back in our text editor, let's just open up a style uh, wrapper in head, and let's just give to our HTML and body margin of 0, padding 0, and OBS Studio is already triggering a transparent background, but we can just give a transparent background here. Now that we are done, let's give another style to body to set the overall font family. Let's just make it bold, 44 pixels per 1.5. And we need Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif. This is just a good base for it. Okay, let's give a padding of 10. That's 10 pixels. That should be more than enough. Now for our row, we need a margin, top bottom 6 pixels and left right 0. For our label, let's give a font size 18 pixels. Let's set the opacity to 0.85. And I think that should be enough for the labels. And for values, let's give a font size of 44 pixels. And here in the body, I also want to set the color to white. All right, now let's save this and jump back into OBS Studio. Now, double click on the browser source. And here, let's just hit refresh cache of the current page. And voila, we have the values. Now, this is going to change every 10 seconds. You can play with the styling, use icons instead of labels. As you can see, the values already updating. You can add animations and any other things that you may consider useful for your live stream. So that's pretty much it with how you can create live statistics for your YouTube live streams. It's fairly easy. And guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. See you on the next video.